Welcome back. You're watching Closing Trades here on ET Now. I have with me Mr. Keshav Bajanka, who's the Executive Director at Century Plyboards India, to give us his views on the trade deal itself and what it means for Indian industry. Keshav, let me throw it open. Of course, it's come as a positive surprise for markets, for all of us here. But talk to us about what this means in the larger scheme of things. How are you seeing it?
Good afternoon. Thank you
Good
so
afternoon.
much for having me on the show. I
Great
think
having you,
that
Keshav.
this trade deal truly reflects the strength that we have as an economy. I think it is a message globally that India cannot be ignored any further. It is a very, very positive sign, of course. And I think that going forward, new avenues for trade are opening for us daily, whether it is the free trade agreement with the EU, whether it is Australia, now the US, and so on and so forth. I think this deal truly shows the way in which we as an economy now represent a huge chunk of global trade. And going forward, this will be greatly beneficial for our sector and for the economy in general.
Keshav, I know that for Century, this is a very small component, which is exports. Uh, would a potential opportunity to the US at all open up, or in your space, it's tough to do that?
The US is one of the largest markets in the world when it comes to most things, including for our
Yes.
products. So, laminates, one of our product categories, we're already exploring exporting to the US in a big way. I think that for the past few months, due to the uncertainty, talks had stalled. But I think this opens up a fantastic avenue for growth for us as far as laminates is concerned. And in other product categories as well, there is tremendous potential. Of course, we will have to work out the feasibility based on the higher freight costs and so on and so forth. But I think the US as a market is the largest in the world still. And this trade deal opens up new avenues for us. The extent to which we'll be able to capitalize on that depends on the profitability and the viability. So we'll have to explore that going forward.
But Keshav, you would have done some back of the envelope math, and to that end, I'd want to understand whether how is India or how is Century Ply in particular placed versus some of the other competitors in the US, already existing players. How are you placed? Because this 18% tariff will still be applicable. I'm trying to understand whether the tariff rate gives you a leg up versus some of your competitors.
Definitely, I think the effective tax rate for China will still be well in excess of 30%. Alongside that, amongst most of the growing economies, we would be at the lowest tariff level of 18%. So I think this will give us a leg up. And as a country, we have been exporting to the US, maybe a little lesser so in the case of Century. But going forward, I think we see a lot of avenues for growth, and we will definitely look to encash on the same.
Okay, Mr. Bajanka, thank you so much for coming in and giving us that perspective on such a critical day.
Thank you.
Markets up 3%, and therefore